Okay, so now we are going to discuss about ratio analysis. So ratio, it is a mathematical relationship between two variables. In order to know the relationship between two variables, okay, you're calculating this ratio. You are using ratio as a tool for finding out the relationship between two variables. Okay, so here ratio analysis, why it has been prepared? No, in order to find out, just knowing about your profit of your business, it alone will not give you any information. Okay, just preparing a financial statement, why you are making financial statement analysis, all those things, fund flow, cash flow, ratio analysis, all these things, why you are making? Because in order to provide the top management people in the it's going to help some decision making, planning purpose only, you are using all these as tool in order to find out, in order to analyze about that particular company. Okay, just preparing a financial statement showing the balance sheet, assets worth or liabilities worth this much, you showing that only will not provide any information to the top management. You are going to report to the top management people. Now you as you know, you will be preparing lot of things in order to analyze about that chart, something it is going to represent, no, some data. So similarly here also, only with financial statement you can nothing arrive. So what is the sales of for the all the year, or profit for all the year, on seeing your financial statements you cannot get. So if you are going to analyze that sales, everything, your profit has got an impact on sales, either increasing or decreasing, it has got an impact sales. So your expenses also, it has got an impact on. Okay, okay, okay. So, so your expenses are also has got an impact on sales. Okay, so to what level you are going to spend on selling, distribution, based upon your sales is there. So certain other all the business activities, it is interconnected only, interrelated only. So you want to know what is the sales and profit, expenses and with that of profit, your assets with that of the liabilities. So like that, you want to find out some relationship between the variables. Now these are called as variables: sales, profit, expenses, income, and your assets, liabilities, long term fixed assets, long term liabilities, current assets, current liabilities. Like that, like this, these are the variables. You want to find out some relationship between these two, so that it can help you in your future decision making or forecasting about your future. Everything it is going to help. So ratio, it is actually, it is going to study the relationship between two variables. You are going to mathematically express the relationship between two variables. So ratio analysis you are using here as a one of the tool for measuring or analyzing about your financial statements. And here you will be preparing major kinds, if you see, no, profitability, and then liquidity, and then turnover ratios. These are the three major ratios that we usually calculate in our accounts. Okay, so major, if you see, profitability ratios, liquidity ratios, and the other one is, if you see, turnover ratios and solvency ratios also at times the company will be calculating. Okay, profitability ratios, as the name itself, it tells that in order to find, you have the gross profit detail, net profit detail, sales information. You want to study the relationship between these aspects. Okay, for which you want to check, if you want to check out your profitability position in the company, whether you are earning profit or loss, or how much expenses you are spending, okay, towards salary or towards stationery or administration, selling, distribution, many expenses are there. You want to find out your own profitability portion, for which you are going to calculate profitability ratios. Okay, and then next is your liquidity ratios. So liquidity means to what extent your short term obligations should to be fulfilled. Okay, so short term obligations you have to fulfill, you have to meet out regularly. Okay, so whether the current assets are sufficient to meet all those current liabilities that you want to find out. Okay, whether you are in a position to meet all those short-term obligations that you want to find out. Okay, so for, your ability should be there in order to meet all your current obligations. So that is liquidity ratios for the purpose only we are calculating this one. Okay, so profitability ratios, liquidity ratios. Apart from that, turnover ratios. Turnover ratios means actually, if you see your efficiency level. Okay, so your stock level. Okay, how far your operational efficiency is there. So in order to compare that, in order to find about that, you will be preparing like stock turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio. Like this, you will be preparing. Okay, so to what extent you're sanctioning credit to a customer, he will take how many months to pay you. So all similarly, if everything is a cycle, no, you have to pay to the creditors again. So how much period you will take, how much time he is giving you to pay. So all these things you have to find out. Okay, so turnover ratio, your operational efficiency in your day-to-day operations, how smoothly it is going on, so that you want to know. Okay, so profitability, your profit portion, you want to know whether you are earning profit or loss with respect to sales, and you want to identify about that. So profitability ratios is calculated, liquidity ratios, your short term obligations, whether you can fulfill that one, whether you can take care of that, you will be preparing that kind of ratios. And your turnover ratios in order to find out your operational efficiency of your business, to what extent you are capable enough to do. Okay, whether you can manage your business. Okay, so you'll be calculating your stock turnover, debtors turnover, creditors turnover, working capital turnover ratios, like that. Many ratios you would have seen in the group itself. I have posted that formula. All these formulas you have to memorize, and accordingly you have to implement what all things comes under that, you must know. Then only you can calculate ratios easily. Okay, so apart from that, solvency ratios like debt equity ratios, in the madri proprietary ratios, and some of the other types also there. So all those also you must need to know. Kuripaga, you are using outsiders fund means your own fund. If you are using, okay, outsiders fund means you have to pay him interest, you have to pay him dividend regularly. So all those things also you have to see whether you are able to meet all your long term obligations, whether it is getting fulfilled or not. All those things also you want to study. So for that purpose only, solvency ratios are prepared. Short term solvency, long term solvency ratios, like that you have. Okay, so three major categories if you see: profitability, liquidity, turnover. Apart from that, solvency ratios you have. Okay, so you need to know definition of ratio, ratio analysis, and under that classification of ratios, if you see profitability, liquidity, and then if you see solvency, turnover ratios you have. Okay, so benefits of ratio analysis, if you see, as we discussed, that just by having financial statements year-wise, if you are preparing means, it is not going to help the management. Internal management people தான் prepare பண்றது இந்த analysis எல்லாமே, financial statement analysis எல்லாமே நம்மளோட own growth and development, அந்த company வளர்ச்சி அடையணும் அப்படின்றதுக்காகவும் where are they standing actually, they want to know about this. So for this purpose only, they are preparing all these kinds of fund flow, cash flow, everything. So it is not obligation on the part of the company to prepare all these. Certain companies, they will prepare cash flow statement as it is mandatory. But certain other companies, they prepare for their own welfare or their own benefit. Their stakeholders, they want to know about the company's position situation. For that purpose only, ratios, everything we are calculating. So in order to forecast about your future, okay, so what will happen? So sales to expenses or whatever might be. So what proportion is sales is there and expenses is there, everything you can identify easily. So for forecasting purpose, for better control management itself, the control aspect, planning aspect, everything will come there. So similarly, here also, in order to, for decision making purpose, for planning purpose, forecasting, everything, controlling, in order to control, have a control over your expenditure, so how we can increase our profit, how to control all the cost of production, cost control, everything can be done. Okay. And then for communicating to the external people, your stakeholders, your customers, your investors. So here mainly we consider shareholders, investors, debenture holders, bank loan for raise, banks for raising loans, something. So all those things you can utilize these things. Okay. And then for improving your efficiency level, okay, turnover ratios are calculated for improving your profitability, liquidity position better, financial position better. So you are going to prepare all these ratios. Okay. So these are the benefits of ratio analysis. Okay. So it is basically prepared for prepared in order to know about your company's profitability, liquidity position, your solvency position. Apart from that, in order to communicate to the stakeholder people also, you're going to prepare this ratio. You have to improve yourself to the next level. To you want to improve your efficiency level, you want to measure your efficiency level, means there you're going to calculate all these ratios in order to have a control over your expenditure, and how we can improve our profits. Everything you are going to do with the help of calculating the ratios. So these are the benefits of ratio analysis. So these are the important ratios and their formulas. Okay, liquidity ratios, as we discussed, under that we have actually current ratio, liquid ratio, okay, இன்னொரு பேரு quick ratio, acid test ratio. Okay, other one is absolute liquid ratio, which is otherwise known as cash position ratio. These are the three major ratios which comes under the liquidity ratios. Okay, calculate liquidity ratios அப்படின்னு கொஸ்டின்ல கொடுத்தா you have to calculate current ratio, liquid ratio, அப்சல்யூட் லிக்விட் ரேஷியோ. லிக்விட் ரேஷியோன்றது வேற, லிக்விடிட்டி ரேஷியோன்றது வேற. லிக்விட் ரேஷியோனா வெறும்னே இது மட்டும் தான் we will calculate. Liquidity ratiosனா we will calculate all the three things. Okay, so you should know the formulas also. So current ratio ஓட ஐடியலிஸ்டிக் அந்த ரேஷியோ என்னன்னா 2:1. 2:1 னா current assets 2 இருந்தால் current liability 1 ஆக இருக்கலாம். Okay, current liability 1 ஆக இருந்தால் current liabilities it should be at least 2. Okay, more than that it should be. அதுதான் வந்து ஐடியல் ரேஷியோ. ஸோ கரண்ட், ஆஸ் யூ நோ, கரண்ட் ரேஷியோ இது எல்லாமே வந்து நம்மளோட ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் கெப்பாசிட்டி எவ்வளோ இருக்கு, எபிலிட்டி எவ்வளோ இருக்கு அந்த கம்பெனிக்கு ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் ஆப்ளிகேஷன்ஸை மீட் பண்றதுக்கு. ஃபார் தட் பர்பஸ் only you are going to calculate all these things. So if you see current ratio formula, current assets divided by current liabilities. முதல்ல we have to know what are the current assets. Liabilities. We often go through this one right from the balance sheet preparation and we are coming across these things. Okay, so அதே same thing தான் current assets னா என்னென்ன include ஆகும். cash in and bankல இருக்கக்கூடிய deposits, debtors or sundry debtors both are same. Bills receivable இல்ல accounts receivable கொடுத்தாலும் bills receivable கொடுத்தாலும் same தான். Then prepaid expenses. Okay, so whatever insurance, sometimes rent, sometimes they may pay in advance, that is current asset. Marketable securities. Okay, short term marketable securities will also come under current assets. Treasury bills, the commercial paper லாம் 3 months க்கு hold பண்ணுவாங்க investor. Okay, it has got 3 months maturity period. அதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு easily you can convert into cash immediately. Current assets நாலே easily convertible into cash within that accounting year. So that is known as current assets. Current liabilities, as you know, இதுல bank balance னா இதுல bank overdraft. Sundry creditors, இதுல debtors னா இதுல creditors. Then bills receivable, bills payable or accounts payable. Prepaid expenses are outstanding expenses. இன்னொரு ஒன்று வரும், accrued income இங்க வந்துரும். Income received in advance வந்து current liabilities it will come. I have skipped that one. You just include current assets, accrued income will come. Current liabilities, income received in advance will come. Okay, so all these things you have to remember. So current ratio formula is what? Current assets divided by current liability. Current assets kulla components தான் இதெல்லாம். Okay. You might get even in 2 marks. What are the components of current assets? Components na என்னன்னா அதுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய என்னென்ன ஐட்டம்ஸோ அததான் காம்போனன்ட்னு. காம்போனன்ட்னா என்ன? பார்ட்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். So components means what are the various items included under current assets. That is known as components of current assets. Like this components of current liabilities now, what are the items coming under current liability? அதுதான் components of current liability. So like this you want to identify. Okay. And then if you see, next is your liquid ratio. So liquid ratio, otherwise known as acid test ratio, quick ratio. You should know the relevant terms also. So liquid ratio, otherwise every time liquid ratio, calculate liquid ratio, they will not give you. Calculate acid test ratio, they might give. So that time you should not get confused. What is this ratio? So you should know the other relevant term. Current ratio க்கு ஒண்ணே ஒண்ணுதான். But liquid ratio க்கு quick ratio இருக்கு, acid test இருக்கு. Okay. So அதே மாதிரி absolute liquid ratioக்கு cash position ratio. இன்னொரு பேர் என்னன்னா super quick ratioன்னு இருக்கு. Okay. So that I have not mentioned here. Super quick ratio. இது quick ratio. This one is super quick ratio. Okay. So like this you have to remember other relevant terms. இது இன்னுமே வந்துட்டு இது short term வந்து குறிக்கிறது தான் இது. இன்னும் ரொம்ப ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா போறோம் ஷார்ட் டேர்ம்குள்ள. So quick ratio formula, if you see, quick assets divided by current liabilities. Okay. So your ideal ratio is 1:1. Okay. For every one current liabilities, quick asset should be 1. Okay. So quick assets, otherwise known as liquid assets. And its formula is current assets minus stock minus prepaid expenses. Sometimes no within bracket la கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. இந்த ஸ்டாக்கும் prepaid expenses-உம் bracket-ல கொடுத்து stock plus prepaid expenses-னு கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. That you should not get confused. Current assets-ல இருந்து stock, prepaid expenses இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் நம்ம வந்து subtract பண்ணிட்டோம்னா we will get the liquid assets. Current assets already we would have found out here. With that, if you subtract stock and prepaid expenses, both, and if you subtract with current asset, you will get the liquid assets or quick assets. Okay. In some textbooks, no, they will confuse you. இது போட்டிருப்பாங்க bracket இங்க mention பண்ணிட்டு இங்க நடுப்புற plus பண்ணுவாங்க. So as you know, plus into minus நாலும் minus தான் வரும். இதே same thing தான் அதை bracket உள்ள போட்டு இங்க plus ன்னு காமிச்சிருப்பாங்க. Okay. So all these things you have to take care of. So next is your absolute liquid ratio or cash position ratio or super quick ratio. Here no, you will take cash in hand, cash at bank, short term marketable securities. இது மூணு இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் you have to take from that question. Okay. You should not pick debtors, bills receivables, stock எதுவுமே எடுக்கக்கூடாது. Cash at bank and then marketable securities, short term marketable securities. If 3 items is there, all these 3 items only you have to add. இங்க எல்லா current asset-உம் add பண்ணுவோம். Here current assets-ல இருந்து stock-உம் prepaid expenses-உம் minus பண்ணிடுவோம். அதை எடுத்துக்க கூடாது. stock-உம் prepaid expenses-உம் எடுத்துக்காம மத்த எல்லா current asset-உம் எடுத்துக்கலாம். Here no, you have to take only cash in hand, bank, short term marketable securities. Nothing other than that, you should not take anything. Then current liabilities. இது எல்லாமே denominator current liabilities only. Okay. For everything, current liabilities is the denominator. That will not get changed. Only the numerator is getting changed. So you have to memorize this formula. So liquidity ratios, if they ask you, you have to calculate all these things. Only specific one, if they ask you, no, that specific one only you have to calculate. And as you know, I told that simply they won't ask only the ratios to calculate, but some of the information will be given here. Other information calculate பண்ணிட்டு we have to prepare reconstituted balance sheet. That is the 15 mark question for us. Okay. So அப்ப basics இந்த ratios calculate பண்றதுல if you are thorough only, அடுத்த லெவலுக்கு நம்ம வந்துட்டு மூவ் பண்ண முடியும். ரீகன்ஸ்டியூட்டட் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்டை நம்ம வந்து போட முடியும். ஸோ பேசிக் லெவல்ஸ் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியணும். முதல்ல வந்து ஃபார்முலாஸ் தெரியணும். ஃபார்முலாக்குள்ள இருக்க இந்த இதெல்லாம் அதோட காம்போனன்ட்ஸ்லாம் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியணும். தென் சிம்பிள் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் வி ஹாவ் டு ஒர்க் அவுட். then we have to go for comprehensive problems and reconstituted balance sheet. Then only you can get. Okay. So ஆனா வந்து நம்மளுக்கு 15 மார்க் சம்ல reconstituted தான் கேட்பாங்க. So then moving to the turnover ratios, other relevant terms கண்டிப்பா you have to find out. Activity ratiosனாலும் turnover ratiosனாலும் ஒண்ணு. So under that no, we come across debtors turnover and then stock turnover. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து creditors turnover is there, which will be in the formula section also. Formulas like this I have given morning. Okay. So turnover ratios, if you see, under that you will be having debtors turnover, creditors turnover, and then stock turnover ratios you have. Apart from that, fixed asset turnover, working capital turnover ratios, like this you have many types. Major important types only, most probably they will ask in your exams. Okay. So major important types ன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்ப liquidity-ல இந்த மூணுமே important தான். அதுலயும் முக்கியமானது current ratio is very important. Okay. In turnover ratios, if you see major types, நிறைய working capital turnover, fixed asset turnover நிறைய இருந்தாலும் அதுல important ஆனதுன்னா முதல் மூணு ரேஷியோ தான். ஸ்டாக், டெட்டாஸ், கிரெடிட்டாஸ், இந்த மூணும் important ஆன turnover ratios. Okay. அண்ட் இந்த வரக்கூடிய இந்த ஆன்சர்ஸ் எல்லாம் இதெல்லாம் ஃபார்முலாலாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி இதெல்லாம் கால்குலேட் பண்ணி முடிச்சுட்டு ஆன்சர் வரும் பாருங்க. அந்த ஆன்சரை வந்துட்டு லிக்விடிட்டி ரேஷியோஸா இருந்தா the proportionல you have to show like this 2:1, 1:1, 1:2, like that you will show your answers. If it is activity ratios and turnover ratios, no, you will denote in times. TIMES, times you will denote the answer, final answer. Okay. So major types பாத்தீங்கன்னா இதுல debtors turnover, creditors turnover, stock turnover. Okay. So for each thing the formula will get changed. That also you should remember. Okay. So if you see debtors turnover ratio, the formula is net credit sales by average accounts receivables. Okay. Net credit sales அப்படின்னா they will give you in the question total sales. அவங்களே வந்து total sales கொடுத்துருவாங்க, cash sales கொடுத்துருவாங்க. அதுல இருந்து credit sales ஈஸியா கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம் நம்ம. 10 lakh, if suppose take for example 10 lakh is total sales, means in that 4 lakhs is cash sales, means balance 6 lakh is credit sales. Okay, like this you have to obtain. If suppose அதுல sales return information இருந்தது, அதையும் subtract பண்ணாதான் அது net credit sales. வெறும் சேல்ஸ்னா அந்த டோட்டல் சேல்ஸ், அதுல இருந்து சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்னை சப்ராக்ட் பண்ணாதான் we will get net sales. ஓகே. ஸோ அதுலயும் கேஷ் சேல்ஸ் டிடெக்ட் பண்ணாதான் நம்மளுக்கு நெட் கிரெடிட் சேல்ஸ் எவ்வளோன்றது தெரிய வரும். பிகாஸ் டெட்டாஸ் யாரு, டெட்டாஸ்ன்றது has received money or money's worth from us, from the company. So if you are going to sell goods on credit only, debtors will come into picture. So you have to take only credit sales there. Okay, suppose அந்த கொஸ்டின்ல கேஷ் சேல்ஸ் தனியா டோட்டல் சேல்ஸ் எதுவுமே இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், அந்த சேல்ஸ் தான் கிரெடிட் சேல்ஸ்ன்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அசியூம் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு we have to work out that problem. Okay, if they are not giving you any such heading. Okay, so if they are giving all information like total sales கொடுத்துறாங்க, cash sales கொடுத்துறாங்க, sales return கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா net credit sales, like this you can find out. If they are not giving any information, only sales is there, na, that sales is credit sales, you have to assume and work out that problem. Okay. So this is the numerator. Denominator, average accounts receivable. You know that average நாளே வந்துட்டு ரெண்டு நம்பரோ இல்ல எத்தனை நம்பர் இருக்கோ அதை ஆட் பண்ணிட்டு டிவைடட் பை 2 ஆர் எத்தனை நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கோ அதால டிவைட் பண்றது தான் ஆவரேஜ்ன்றது. ஸோ ஆவரேஜ் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் ரிசிவபிள்னா அதோட ஃபார்முலா யூ see opening debtors, closing debtors, opening bills receivable, closing bills receivable. Okay, divided by 2. இது எல்லாத்தையும் ஆட் பண்ணும். ஓப்பனிங் என்ன, க்ளோசிங் என்ன, ஆல்ரெடி யூ நோ. ஓகே. ஸோ இயரோட பிகினிங் if it is given, take for example 1/4/2001, that is opening. 31/3/2002, that is closing. So opening debtors from balance sheet information they will give, or data mattumadu they will give. It depends upon the question again. Okay, so some question balance sheet information they will give. With that two balance sheet dates given means opening you have to take, closing you have to take. Suppose if they are not giving the balance sheet, apart from that they are itself mentioning opening debtors, closing debtors, then it is well and good. or else sometimes date they will mention. Data's put a bracket, they will mention the date also. Okay, you can compare the date and you can find out which year, and accordingly opening or closing you can find out accordingly. Okay, so if suppose if they are giving you opening datas, closing datas, opening bills receivable, closing bills receivable, everything together, then you will add all the thing and you will divide by 2. So if suppose closing details only available to you, that will be taken as average. Anga வந்து you should not divide by 2 there. Okay, you should not divide by 2. Only opening and closing information both given to you, you have to add and divide by 2. Only closing information is given, no, you should not divide by 2, only you have to add. That you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, opening, closing both irundha you have to add and divide by 2. Closing information only is there, means closing you just add and keep, you should not divide by 2. Okay, so then if you see both datas will be taken, both bills receivable it will be taken. If some question no datas only will be there, bills receivable will not be there, just leave out. But opening closing rendo irundha add பண்ணி you have to divide by 2. If one is not there also, you should not divide by 2. You should just provide that information, add and keep. Okay, you should not divide by 2. So you have to remember this question la எப்படி கொடுத்திருக்காங்கன்னு you have to find out. And then average debt collection period, otherwise known as debtors velocity. So இது வந்து ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். இதை calculate பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு ஆன்சர் வரும் பாத்தீங்களா, அந்த ஆன்சரை வந்துட்டு டைம்ஸ்ல ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்ணுவோம் எப்பயுமே. இப்போ ஆவரேஜ் டெப்ட் கலெக்ஷன் இஃப் பீரியட் இஃப் தேர் ஆஸ்கிங் அஸ் டு ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் மீன்ஸ், இது வந்து சராசரியா எத்தனை மந்த் வந்து அந்த டெட்டாஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து நம்ம அந்த அமௌண்ட்டை ரெக்கவர் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்றத தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக தான் இது எல்லாமே நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்றோம். ஓகே, ஸோ இயர் நோ எதர் இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு ரெப்ரசன்ட் இன் டேஸ் நோ 365 days in a year. So 365 இதுல வர ஆன்சரை 365 divided by 5 வருதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. ஸோ 5 ஆல டிவைட் பண்ணுவோம். அது 10 ஆன்சர் வந்ததுன்னா 365 டிவைடட் பை 10ன்னு போட்டா எவ்வளோ நம்பர் ஆஃப் டேஸ்ல நம்ம வந்து ரெக்கவர் பண்ணுவோம், கலெக்ட் பண்ணுவோன்றது தெரியும். ஸோ இதே மந்த்ஸ்ல நம்மளுக்கு வேணும் அந்த ஆன்சர்னா, இன் மந்த்ஸ்ல 12 months in a year. ஸோ 12 டிவைடட் பை இங்க 6 டைம்ஸ்ன்னு வந்ததுன்னா ஆன்சர் 12 டிவைடட் பை 6ன்னு போட்டு 2 monthsல டெப்ட் கலெக்ஷன் பீரியட் அப்படின்றத we can find out. Okay, so மொத்தம் if they ask this also, only if you know the answer of this you can find out this one. இத கேட்கல அப்படின்னாலும் இத கேட்டிருக்காங்கனாலும் டிஃபால்ட்டா you have to calculate this one, then only you know the denominator value. Okay, so how much timesன்றதா you want to find out, based upon that ரெண்டுமே calculate பண்ணி வைக்கணும். ஸோ வந்து மந்த்ஸும் நம்ம calculate பண்ணுவோம், டேஸும் calculate பண்ணுவோம். டேஸ் calculate பண்ணா 365 divided by அந்த ஆன்சர். months you want to calculate means 12 months, 12 divided by that answer you have to do and find out average debt collection period or debtors velocity, and you have to show both in days and months you have to show. Okay, so only one thing na அப்படிலாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது, you have to show in both the answers. Okay, and then stock turnover, this is with respect to debtors turnover. ஓகேங்களா, இதே தான் வந்து கிரெடிட்டாஸ் டர்னோவர். நான் அதை முடிச்சுட்டு ஸ்டாக் டர்னோவருக்கு போறேன். ஸோ கிரெடிட்டாஸ் டர்னோவர் ரேஷியோ generally when creditor will come into picture, whenever from supplier, if you going to buy some raw material or something equipment or something, no, that time if you are buying on cash purchase, okay, immediate settlement on delivery you are going to pay him cash. But you cannot always do it up your business under cash sales, credit cash purchase ல எல்லாமே பண்ண முடியாது. So there no credit purchase is coming into picture. So credit purchase means creditors. Okay, you want to settle him. Okay, so creditors, bills payable, accounts payable, all are mostly related terms only. Similarly, debtors, bills receivable, accounts receivable, all are similar terms only. So now creditors turnover ratio, no, immediately you should link to credit purchase. So net credit purchase. Okay, divided by average accounts payable. So net credit purchase, if you see, either only purchase information is there, then you consider that as credit purchase, net credit purchase. If not, if they are giving you total purchase, cash purchase, purchase returns, every information is there, no? Total purchase and cash purchase subtract பண்ணாதான் credit purchase கிடைக்கும். அதிலையும் purchases return, if you subtract only, you will get net credit purchase. Okay, so this is your net credit purchase. If nothing is given, no, purchase will be considered as net credit purchase. Okay, so here sales, here purchase. அவ்வளவுதான் difference. And then if you see denominator, inga average accounts receivable, inga average accounts payable. Okay, now this average accounts payable, how you find out now? Same thing what you did here only. Opening debtors plus closing debtors, opening bills receivable, closing bills receivable. அதே இங்க வந்து creditors, bills payableன்றதை யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். Opening, closing. As you know already, balance sheet information if they are giving means 2 dates they will give. Liability side, creditors if it is there, bills receivable, bills payable is there, 2 dates is there means opening date you can find out easily, closing date you can find out easily. With that you can calculate this one. Okay, opening which one, closing எல்லாத்தையும் add தான் பண்ண போறோம் and you will divide by 2. If opening and closing both information is given, you will add all the thing and you will divide by 2. Sila time only this information, opening, closing of creditors only will be there. Sometime everything will be there. Everything irundhalum rendu irundhalum you have to add all and divide by 2. But opening, closing rendu detailum irundhadan you have to divide by 2. If they are giving you only closing information, that is closing creditors, closing bills payable only available, then you should not divide by 2. Okay, you should not divide by 2. You should only add. Okay, suppose closing creditors, closing bills payable 1,50,000 vechkonga. So 1 lakh plus 50,000, 1,50,000 you have to write like that only. You should not divide by 2. Opening information if you had only, closing information if you add separately only, you have to add and you have to divide by 2. So both for both the things same rule applies. Okay, and next is your here I have didn't give again average credit payment period. So again, no, if you calculate this creditors turnover ratio, if you are calculating means with that you can find out average payment period. Okay, so how you can find out? Similarly, there 365 days, 12 months. We told no, that same thing only. 365 divided by whatever answer you are getting here. No, that if you divide, you find out days or months. 12 months divided by that times how much you are getting here, no, that if you divide you will get average payment period. Okay, so this is with respect to debtors and creditors turnover ratio. And moving on to stock turnover ratio, which is otherwise known as inventory turnover ratio. Here you will be given the formula as cost of goods sold divided by average stock. In the cost of goods sold, no, you have two formulas. Before that I will tell only average stock. Average nally, you know, whatever items is there that you add and divide by thing. So here opening stock and closing stock, two items will be there, so you will be adding that and you will divide by 2. If suppose closing stock மட்டும்தான் அந்த questionல இருந்ததுன்னா only closing stock you will write, ஆனா divide by 2 பண்ணக்கூடாது. எங்கெல்லாம் opening closing இருக்குதோ அங்க மட்டும்தான் add பண்ணி you have to divide by 2. Wherever not there, no, you just write only that closing, don't divide by 2. Okay, so here average stock formula is this one. Then cost of goods sold, no, that one you have to find out cost of goods sold. Let me explain how to find out cost of goods sold. Okay, suppose cost of goods sold, no, you have this formula. So cost of goods sold formula, actually we have two things. Cost of goods sold. Okay, two formulas. One is sales minus gross profit. Okay, Other formula for cost of goods sold. So cost you are incurring at the time of selling your goods, that is known as cost of goods sold. So here you have to do any of the formula is okay. Okay. So இதுல ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணி காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் குட்ஸ் சோல்ட் கண்டுபிடிச்சா போதும். இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எப்படி கொடுத்துருக்காங்களோ அதை பேஸா வச்சு இந்த ஃபார்முலாவை யூஸ் பண்ணும். ஓகே, சேல்ஸும் கிராஸ் ப்ராஃபிட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இஸ் தேர், you will go with the first formula. Whereas that information is not there, no, you have to go with this formula. Opening stock, add purchases. If you have any direct expenses like wages, carriage, like that, any kind of direct expenses, indirect expenses, all those things you must know. Direct expenses na manufacturing related, directly related to the factory expenses. Okay, carriage, inwards, wages, all those are direct expenses. Indirect expenses na like your interest you are paying to the bank, depreciation you are providing to fixed asset, all those are not directly related to your main activity, main business oda factory oda சம்பந்தப்பட்டது இல்ல. So direct expenses you have to subtract, had and closing stock you have to subtract. This will be the formula. So based upon the question information is given, no, you will use any of these formula. Cost of goods sold is equal to sales minus gross profit, or opening stock add purchases less add direct expenses less closing stock. Your wages, carriage, anything if you get, you will add, or else you if you are not having, no, just subtract closing stock from that. Okay, so this is the cost of goods sold formula. Why we have seen this formula means because we are discussing about the stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio we were discussing. So under that only, cost of goods sold divided by average stock formula. So turnover ratios, everything no will be expressed in times only. Answer. Liquidity ratios, everything will be expressed in proportions. Turnover ratios, everything will be expressed in times. That you have to remember and you have to mention. And as we discussed, stock turnover ratio formula is this one. Cost of goods, any of the formula you will be using for cost of goods sold. Average stock, if both opening and closing stock have at the beginning of the year. That is why it can be 1/1/2001 or 1/4/2001. Any of the financial year they may adopt. Some people will adopt calendar year. Some people will adopt financial 1/4 to 31st of March. So accordingly, you just find out what is the opening stock and closing stock. Both is there means you will add and divide by 2. Only closing is available means that is your average stock. Okay, closing information இருந்தா that is your average stock. அப்படியே எடுத்துக்கணும். 2 ஆல divide பண்ணக்கூடாது. Wherever if you come across the same thing only, debtors turnover, creditors turnover, everywhere. Okay, apart from this you have even working capital turnover ratio. So uh, that formula, no, let me give there, I have not mentioned. Suppose working capital turnover, this also a important formula only. Working capital turnover ratio. Okay, so here net sales or sometimes no, sales will be used. Some places no, cost of goods sold will be used. Question la இருக்கிறதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி both can be used as a numerator. Okay, sales or cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold or cost of sales. Okay. So question whatever they have given, no, accordingly only we can use here. Cost of goods sold information is there that you will use. Sales information mostly prefer for sales information. If it is not given, cost of goods sold information, anything you can use. Okay. So sales, cost of goods sold divided by net working capital. So this net working capital formula you have, sales means they itself give. Cost of goods sold information is given means any of the formula you just use and find out. Sales information which you can calculate. Sales information which calculate பண்ண போறதுல cost of goods sold basis which you are going to calculate means you have to use any of this formula. Okay. And net working capital In capital, so the formula for that is current assets minus current liabilities. You know already working capital formula. So that is current assets minus current liabilities. So whatever, first you have to think about the formula. Next thing what you have to do under that formula, what is the numerator, denominator? That numerator, under that what all things to be done, அதுக்கு என்ன formula, என்ன components வரும் அதுக்குள்ள, items, all those things you have to think over. அதான் ratiosல வந்து difficult. So formula தெரியணும். formula தெரிஞ்சிட்டு numerator denominatorல என்ன வரணும்னு தெரியணும். அந்த numerator அந்த denominatorக்கு என்ன formulaன்றதும் தெரியணும் நம்மளுக்கு. என்னென்ன components வரும், என்னென்ன include பண்ணணும். இப்ப இங்க வெறும்னா current assets minus current liabilities I have given here. பட் இந்த கரண்ட் அசட்ஸ்க்கே என்னென்ன ஆட் பண்ணணும்னு நம்மளுக்கு தெரியணும். இந்த கரண்ட் லைபிலிட்டிஸ் கீழே என்னென்ன ஆட் பண்ணணும்னு நமக்கு தெரியும். அப்பதான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும், ரெண்டுத்தையும் சப்ராக்ட் பண்ணி we can find out net working capital. அண்ட் நெட் ஒர்க்கிங் கேபிட்டலோட இது எடுத்துட்டு போய் இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் டிவைட் பண்ணாதான் நம்மளுக்கு இந்த ஆன்சரே வரும். ஓகே, ஸோ லைக் திஸ் யூ ஹாவ் டு சி திங்க் ஓவர் தி ஃபார்முலா. under that formula குள்ள என்ன வந்து formula இருக்கு, all those things you have to think, then only you can find out this sum. Okay, so this is the working capital. இதே மாதிரி வந்துட்டு you have fixed assets turnover ratio. These are the major turnover ratios. Okay, one is stock turnover ratio, and then debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, and then working capital turnover ratio, fixed asset turnover ratio. For this again, either you can use sales, if information is there, sales, or else if information about cost of goods sold is there, you can use that. Answer everything, it should be represented in times. Divided by net fixed assets. Net fixed assets. Fixed assets we know. What is meant by net fixed assets? Net fixed assets means fixed assets order depreciation. If you subtract, that is known as net fixed assets. Fixed assets, with that, if you subtract depreciation, then it is known as net fixed assets. Okay, same numerator only. Here also same numerator only. Okay, but the denominator is getting varied. Here net fixed assets. Net fixed asset means fixed assets they will give you in the question. Land and building, plant and machinery, all those things. With that, if any depreciation given in that question means you will subtract that and find out net fixed assets. No information is given means fixed asset தான் net fixed asset. எதா இருந்தாலும் சேல்ஸ் வந்து சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன் கொடுத்தாதான் சேல்ஸும் சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்னும் சப்ராக்ட் பண்ணி நெட் சேல்ஸ் கண்டுபிடிப்பீங்க. வெறும் வந்துட்டு சேல்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கு அந்த கொஸ்டின்லனா அதுதான் நெட் சேல்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ இது எல்லாத்துக்குமே அதே தான். இது எல்லாத்துக்குமே நெட் சேல்ஸ் தான் நம்ம எடுக்கணும். சேல்ஸ் ஒன்லி கிவன், தட் இஸ் நெட் சேல்ஸ். சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன் இஸ் ஆல்சோ கிவன், யூ ஹாவ் டு சப்ராக்ட் அண்ட் ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் நெட் சேல்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ தட் யூ ஷுட் know. Okay, so turnover ratios la majority types இதுதான். So one is your stock turnover ratios. Other one is, second one is debtors turnover ratios. Debtors turnover ratio, and third one is creditors turnover ratios, and fourth one is your fixed asset turnover ratios, and fifth one is working capital, net working capital or working capital turnover ratios. Okay, so these are the major types of turnover ratios or activity ratios. Both are same. Okay, in order to measure the operational efficiency of the business, these ratios has been calculated. And only for these two things you have additional thing, that is average debt collection period and your average payment period also to be calculated here. If they ask you, you will calculate, or else you will just skip out. Okay, so these are the important turnover ratios. Okay, so the first one is liquidity ratios we have gone through, and then turnover ratios, second major type. Okay, so the next important type is profitability ratios. Here I think I don't have profitability. Here it is there. Okay, so profitability ratios, if you see, major important types, if you see, gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating ratio, and other one is operating profit ratio. Okay, these are the major types. If you see, major types. Other than that, ROI, return on investment, return on total assets, like this you have many other ratios. EPS, earnings per share, like this you have many other thing that also we will be discussing. Okay, sometimes very rarely they might ask return on total assets, and then capital employed, and then earnings per share, price earnings ratio. All these will come under actually profitability ratios. In that chart also I have given that ratios list. No, all these comes under profitability ratios only. Major types important one pathina, gross profit, net profit, and then operating profit, operating ratio, these important. Expenses ratio means concerned expenses you will take. Administration expenses ratio, selling distribution expenses ratio, expenses, concerned expenses you will take. Everything, no, if you see denominator will be net sales only. You will divide everything by net sales only. Numerator only it keeps on changing here. Numerator only it will keep on change. Gross profit ratio na, gross profit divided by net sales into 100. Net profit ratio means net profit divided by net sales into 100. Net profit after tax எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க. Net profit divided by net sales into 100. So like this, operating ratio, everything, no, denominator is net sales only. Numerator only it will get changed. That I will tell you. So question they will give you gross profit information. Gross profit, if they are not giving means you can also find out how. So if suppose this is not there, so cost of goods sold, if you want to find out sales minus gross profit, you can do. If gross profit you don't know means sales minus cost of goods sold, if you do gross profit you will get. Okay. So like that you can find out. So where you will be, your gross profit information will be available. In your trading account, it will be available. Sometimes, no, they will give you the trading account, profit and loss account, like that they will give and ask you to calculate ratios. Sometimes they will give balance sheet and ask you to calculate ratios. Sometimes only information will be given, some information will be given, and they may ask you to calculate ratios. Okay, and reconstituted balance sheet க்கு மட்டும்தான் hidden information இருக்கும். Some information will be there, something will be hidden. You will be finding out all the hidden information, and you will calculate everything, and you will prepare the reconstituted balance sheet. Okay, so here gross profit, operating ratio, net profit, expenses ratio, these are the important ratios. Apart from that, return on investment, return on shareholders, earnings per share, price earnings ratio, payout ratio, எல்லாத்துக்குமே வந்து we are calculating here. Okay, so all these are no earnings per share, price earnings, payout ratio, இது எல்லாமே வந்து ஒரு ஷேர் ஹோல்டர் கால்குலேட் பண்றதுக்காக. So why they are calculating means they want to know their dividend level in the dividend, whatever profit company, whether it is going on profit, how much it is distributing to preference shareholders as dividend. If I am a equity shareholder, how much I may get, what is my earnings in the company, what is the market price for that share, okay, all those things I want to know, market price I want to know. Okay, so for all these purpose only these things we are calculating. Okay, so these are the major profitability ratios that has been calculated. Among that, gross profit, operating expenses, net profit. These are the important ratios. Other than that also you might get at times. Okay. So till this interest cover ratio, dividend yield ratio, till that you will be having for the profitability ratios. So this chart, it will be easy for you to remember, go through the different types of ratios. Apart from that, I told you solvency ratios, where debt equity ratios will be there. That is also important ratio. Solvency la, long term solvency la, debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, important ratios. Okay. So all these you have to remember. And உள்ள அதுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய components you have to remember. Then only you can substitute in the formula and find out the answers. And profitability ratios, if you see, it is always expressed in percentage. Okay, liquidity ratios in proportions, if you mention the answer in proportions, it is good. And profitability ratios in percentage, you have to mention the final answers. And for turnover ratios, times you have to mention. If it is debt collection period, payment period, like that, no months, year, days, like you have to mention. If it is turnover ratios, then times, like you have to mention the answer. So these are the important ratios calculated.